We got a surprise in Fae to keep the Fire Emblem Engage hype train going. If you didn't see the event calendar, it looks like we're moving the seasonal banner of January to the first half of the month, which A, means there will be 3 seasonal banners back to back to back. B, this is probably due to a new Heroes banner being dedicated to Engage for the launch of the game on January 20th. As part of the celebration, we got another event in Fae, and it's a Hero Rises event. The Fire Emblem Engage Cup once again involves a voting event, which ends in us getting a free unit. We can't vote for any Engage characters just yet, but if you haven't kept up with the new game, a major feature involves being able to summon or materialize spirits of other Fire Emblem games with the use of Emblem Rings. It won't be like in Fae where there's a large cast, instead there are 12 major characters representing the series. Emblem Rings give you different bonuses and skills, and it's sort of a combination of the pair up and battalion systems. You can also engage with each Emblem Ring for even more abilities, and it looks like any character can fuse with any Emblem Ring, so that's going to create a lot of various builds when you combine that with class and character traits. Due to this Emblem Engage mechanic, the participants for this A Hero Rises event are the 12 Emblem Ring characters. We got Marth, Celica, Sigurd, Leif, Roy, Lyn, Eirika, Buff Ike, Micaiah, Lucina, female Corrin, and male Byleth. Thanks to some Japanese promotions, it does seem like the Sacred Stones twins are sharing an Emblem Ring, which means my boy Ephraim is in, at least in some way. However, Ephraim won't be part of the voting. For all intents and purposes, Eirika is the Sacred Stones rep. From the series almost dying to getting to see Ephraim and Eirika in 3D, Fire Emblem has come a long way. Now, you may have seen the recent announcement for the DLC Expansion Pass, where you can get Emblem Rings for the 3 houses, House Leaders, and Tiki. Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude also seem to be sharing a ring similar to Eirika and Ephraim. These 4 will not be part of the voting though. So how does all of this work? First, you will vote for one version of each character. These will unlock day by day, starting with Marth on day 1. So today, you can vote for one Marth alt. Tomorrow, you can vote for one Celica alt, then one Sigurd, and so on. Don't worry if you miss a day, voting lasts until Christmas, and you can vote for every round all at once if you come in late. Once voting is finished, the winning version of each character ends up on a summoning banner. That means a 12-man banner, and this will release toward the end of January, possibly 20th to match the release of Engage. The big kicker for this event, unlike other A Hero Rises events, everyone gets to pick one of the 12 options to keep for free. This is like Choose Your Legends. That is a very nice benefit. You don't have to worry about one character being forced on everyone, you just need to worry about which alt is the winner for the character. If you want Brave Marth, but he doesn't win, you can always pick someone else. Even if you're determined to choose one specific character, no matter which alt wins, you still want to be voting on the other 12 or the other 11 heroes to determine the banner lineup. If you don't plan to summon, since Engage banners may also be available, I assume everyone still gets that free summon, so you can test your luck. Overall, this is an extremely good reward for everyone since you get to pick out of the 12 units. You don't need to buy Fire Emblem Engage or anything, although it would be cool if they did another promotion like with 3 houses. For the rest of this video, I want to briefly go through every character and their alts. I'll talk about which alts are strong units in general, or which ones have really nice skills, which could warrant you wanting a free copy. Some of these powerful skills are extremely rare, and this is a chance to just get them for absolutely free. As with any voting event, please be respectful to others no matter who they choose. Harassing people for not picking who you want is pretty lame, even if there is a quote-unquote optimal choice. First up, let's start with our main man, the Hero King, Marth. Everyone's gonna want to vote for OG Marth for that sweet Spur Speed 3. Okay, maybe not, but Marth has some nice alts. Legendary and Duo Marth both got their refines. Duo Marth stands out as the only non-sword infantry Marth here and has a Vantage ability as an arm unit, which could be fun with save skills. He's the only unit with Daring Fighter, but player phase armor builds have not been very common lately. Legendary and Brave Marth both get the improved Shining Emblem special. Legendary Marth can stack a lot of stats and gets Omni Breaker plus Fire Sweep with his Binding Shield B skill. Meanwhile, Brave Marth gets 6 specials and more effects if his allies are buffed up. For example, he can get no follow up on hit healing and Vantage. Personally, Brave Marth is the better choice due to his fodder. Distant Pressure, Spurn, and Tempest is a fun stuff. There is also a good chance Brave Marth gets a refine next year, which is kind of absurd. Last up, we got Mini Marth, who is a bit simpler, armor and cav effectiveness plus Vantage. He does get the old Fire Emblem special, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get Shining Emblem. At least he should get a refine at some point, plus he's a 4-star focus. In terms of availability, some people will say you shouldn't vote Brave Marth because he's always available, he's had a lot of banner chances, and he was already available for free from CYL. However, since you can pick any of the 12 winners, I don't think that's as strong an argument for this event. Plus, he has the most interesting fodder by far here. A free merge is a free merge for some of those who want to build them, and CY units get a much earlier, if not guaranteed, refine. Duo Marth has a shot at winning thanks to just getting a refine that's really cool, being limited, and he's the only non-sword Marth. Legendary Marth is a fun unit too, however, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brave Marth win here. Next up is Celica, who has a few sword and mage infantry versions. Base Celica has her simple low HP attack and speed boosting Ragnarok. Von Celica is also a pretty basic stat stacker with some healing. Neither have very interesting skills. Brave Celica is a little more fun with blade type cooldown plus -1 cooldown and healing after combat. Double Lion lets her brave attack and she can proc Gale Force a bit easier this way. Deathblow 4 can be nice for pure attack units like Reinhardt, but we also just have even higher attack boosters nowadays. Our only limited Celica here is Legendary Celica, who can cut through enemy res stats like butter. Her unique B skill comes with no follow-up and desperation, and she's still waiting for a remix and refine. Legendary Celica's main issue is survivability, and Ascended Celica solves that with a miracle effect. She also accelerates specials with no guard, and also gets Sophia. Getting a new Ascended character would be nice if you want those florets. Our last two Celicas have the more interesting fodder options. Legendary Celica has Swift Sparrow 3 and Attack and Speed 03, which could get upgraded with the remix. Ascended has Life and Death 4 and the still newish Infantry No Fall for support. Honestly, not sure who's going to win here. We don't know Legendary Celica's full potential just yet, but Ascended is pretty strong as is. I think this is the only character winning Ascended ult here as well. If you're wondering where Dual and Celica are, well, it would appear if the unit is the dual partner, that's not going to be counted. Interesting. Our next character is Sigurd, who only has 3 versions. Base Sigurd's a fine sword cav and gets 50% damage reduction for 1 hit from a mage. This combos with Crusader's Ward for 80% DR on consecutive ranged hits. He was literally made to survive Reinhardt back in the day. With his refine, Sigurd got a free follow-up attack, which is very nice. For dual Sigurd, he is a mage cav dancer, which is very unique. His dual skill can reposition for allies on all 4 sides of him. This Sigurd goes even harder into tanking mages. He gets 50% TR against all mage attacks and has the full res based loadout with attack and res bond 4, low attack and res, and joint hone res. Some very fun fodder there. Last up is Legendary Sigurd, who is a menace. Perma 4 movement, and if his special goes off, his whole team gets +1 movement too. He's basically a better OG Sigurd in every way. 40% DR when initiating and against any ranged hit. He also keeps the free follow-up attack. Very nice fodder as well. You can get attack and defense catch 4 and fatal smoke 3. While Legendary Sigurd is very powerful and I expect him to win, Dual Sigurd's a rare unit type of his own. Next up is Leif, who also has 3 versions. Base Leif's sword infantry is a bit on the faster side, but Light Brand is certainly old. Accelerates specials and extra damage if the foe has much higher defense than res. Leif also has Ash Drink for full healing on multi-map content, and you're going to get -1 cooldown too. Legendary Leif is a bit scary as a bow cav with a dual phase brave bow. He gets the Norn Zeal special, which acts like Gale Force. Range units cannot normally run Gale Force, so this is quite unique, but Leif is limited to 1 movement. You may have noticed Golvig, the new Book 7 antagonist, actually has Norn Zeal built into her weapon. Last up, Dual Leif himself is also a bow cav, but Leif takes the high speed from his base form. He is very offensive and gets Self's miracle effects, so they can be a really annoying long range attacker. He also gets built in Kanto 1 and still has Norn Zeal. Dual skill grants desperation to simulate brave hits. Very solid skills in attack and speed catch 4 and pulse smoke. This is a similar situation as Celica. Dual Leif is very strong and I expect him to win, but Legendary Leif is waiting for that refine and remix, plus he has an actual brave bow. Our 5th character is Roy, who also just got his feature for Engage on the Japanese Fire Emblem Twitter account. You can check that out if you want to see more of him in action. Roy has 2 infantry sword versions. Base Roy Refine gives him quicker posts, which is okay. Legendary Roy got his remix and refine. Distant counter weapon, broad type cooldown, and no guard. Human Virtue 2 gets a 2 space attack and speed buffing range. Roy then borrows those field buffs for himself in combat and he gets damage reduction also based on his buffed allies. The major downside is Roy does not like dragons or beast allies. Back to Brave Roy, he isn't a bad sword cav but got overshadowed completely because Dad took his refine for himself. Blazing Durando got special fighter and steady impact built in, but Roy has to be initiating. Valentine's Roy does not get his own weapon and has an unusual low stat spread for a bow cav. I guess if you had Ninja Heath, you could turn that Roy into a budget Legendary Leif. Last up is Harmonic Groom, or Bachelor Roy and Elliewood. They're an offensive axe cav whose C-skill has a 3 space attack and speed buffing range, plus Roy gets the full tempo effects. His weapon has Kanto 2, Beast and Dragon effectiveness, accelerated specials, and inflicts more debuffs based on his own field buffs. Their harmonic skill is Nasty Granting Treachery, which is the true damage version of the Blade Tome effect. For skill fodder, Legendary and Harmonic Roy are the most interesting. Spurn is nice, but Sturdy Surge and Flow Force are both very rare. While Legendary Roy is a fun, easy to use unit, I'm expecting Harmonic Roy to easily win here. Send help because Lyn has 8 versions in the game. Funny enough, despite 8 different options, there's probably a clear winner here. Going to be very brief, I think you understand. First up, OG Lyn, Sokati has built-in Desperation and Brash Assault. Bridal Lyn's a healer with the Candlelight Staff, which is actually still not that easy to get. Also has Dazzling Staff. The infamous Brave Lyn is a bow cav who can still block distant counter except for dragons. Valentine's Lyn is a rare blue armored mage. Maybe you could do something with an arcane blue tone when that happens. Legendary Lyn is a green archer and did turn things around with her remix and refine. She gets the feud effect against all colors and can block any DC threats with Laws of Decay too. She got Strength Drive Speed thanks to her remix. Summer Lyn is a flying blue archer and got a very good refine, accelerated specials, armor effectiveness, offense and a follow-up, no guard, and can block distant counter too. Very solid stuff. Next up is Dual Ninja Lyn and Florina, flying dagger unit with a brave dagger with accelerated specials, kinda crazy already, and her dual skill is a Gale Force type action, which range units don't normally get, so very valuable. So Sparrow 3 and Speed Defense Rain is also good fodder. Last up, Flame Lyn, super fast lance infantry unit and incredibly stacked. Her lance grants accelerated specials, some true damage, guard, and can give a 4 space AoE of -1 cooldown special after combat. She has her own unique A skill, which is a beefed up finish 4, up to +12 to all stats, and when special is ready or charged, you get the 5 true damage and 7 HP healing on hit. This all accumulates to abuse godlike reflexes, the only new inheritable defense special since launch, 40% damage reduction against melee or ranged threats, and it gives true damage based on your speed. However, you must outspeed the enemy for any of these effects to work, and it's only for sword, axe, and lance infantry, which limits its usage. Possibly the only way to get this special for a long time, and you can get it for free with this event. Considering Brave Lyn and Dual Lyn were free or free to pick, and Summer Lyn was in Hall of Forms recently, I think Flame Lyn is basically a guarantee to win here. You can even get the rare Speed Smoke 4 along with godlike reflexes. Moving to a slightly less but still crazy 7 versions is Eirika. There's a pretty tough choice for this one. Base Eirika is a sword infantry who buffs allies and borrows those buffs for herself. Legend Eirika is sort of just an offensive version of that, but on a horse. Like a sword master, her refine and remix gives dodge and no follow-up. She also gets bread type cooldown, Kanto 2, and true damage on hit equal to 50% of the foe's defense. Legendary got attack and speed solo 4 thanks to the remix. Back to Mage Eirika, she's a red mage cav who has some offensive power and can neutralize debuffs. She's actually free from a Hero's Path rewards. Winter Eirika used to be the only rare armored healer, but we have Valentine's Lissa as a free option nowadays. Dual Eirika actually brings Ephraim with her and is another sword infantry unit. The Tiny Twins accelerate specials, and if a bonus or penalty is active on them, they deal true damage equal to 20% of the foe's defense and heal for the same amount every hit. Their dual skill grants the dodge status, which is pretty neat. They have some nice fodder, including distant flow and no follow-up. Second to last is Brave Eirika, a lance cav. She's extremely strong and easy to use. Accelerated specials, armor and cav effectiveness, offense and no follow-up, 30% DR, no guard, Kanto 2, and a big burst of true damage when special triggers. This scales with the cooldown value. Eirika also has Surge Spell to heal max percent HP and attack and speed menace for buffs and debuffs. Most recent is going to be Summer Eirika, a green flying mage. She does everything Brave Eirika does, but trades dual effectiveness and damage reduction for guard, plus she inflicts AoE guard after combat. She has the rare steady impact, which is a bit niche, but also has the extremely good attack and speed oath 4. Summer Eirika is great, plus has good fodder, but Brave Eirika is just as strong. Gameplay wise, flying mobility and magic damage is scary, but Summer Eirika has 0 sustain, whereas Brave Eirika can abuse Surge Sparrow over and over. Summer also doesn't have damage reduction despite guard being a good defensive perk. I wish they each had both. Like Marth, while Brave Eirika was a free option, another merge would be nice for some, and she could see a refine in less than a year. Legend and Dual Eirika aren't bad, but this one should go either way between Summer and Brave. As a plus 10 Brave Eirika owner myself, my choice is easy, but I'm not even locked in on Eirika as my free pick anyway. Next up, with 6 versions, is Ike, and 4 of them are sword infantry. Legendary and OG Ike got the same Ragnar refined to have DC plus excited specials and some stats. Legendary Ike, however, gets Radiant Aether, which is a 4 cooldown Aether, and the remix gives him 2 cooldown to start the battle. As for Brave Ike, one of the OG damage reduction units, he gives the enemy Desperation. But that's because Irvin has 80% DR on consecutive hits. This Ike can also run a 4 cooldown Aether. Valentine's Ike is a sword armor with high speed but no unique weapon. Still has Radiant Aether though. Could maybe pick up an arcane sword. He does have some fun skills like Distant Counter Special Fighter. Our most competitive sword Ike with DC is going to be Fallen Ike. He gets Distant Counter plus Unity effects to tank debuffs. This Ike is also super fast, which lets him use dodge skills like Repel. He has Darting Breath and attacking speed level 3 as well. Last up, from this past year is Dual Young Ike and Mist. Like Fallen Ike, Dual Ike is a more Sword Master type unit but does not have Ragno for Distant Counter. Instead, he's going to get stronger with more nearby allies and can get -2 cooldown before he attacks, up to 40% DR and full no follow-up effects. Dual Ike is meant to run the 4 cooldown Radiant Aether, otherwise these effects are weaker. Their dual skill does inflict a large AoE of -7 attack and speed deals and inflicts guard. To regain Distant Counter, Ike has Distant Dart, which grants bonus speed. He then has No-C Distrip and Joint Drive Attack. While Valentine's Ike is somewhat unique with fun skills, this would probably come down to Fallen and Dual Ike. Considering Dual Ike is seasonal, I'm guessing he's going to pull ahead. Fallen Ike also had a Hall of Forms choice last year. Our next character is Micaiah. Nice to see her back in 3D. Micaiah also will have 6 versions, all of them mages, and all of them hate armor and cavalry units. Her sacrifice assist skill lets her heal allies, and then this gets upgraded to have Harsh Command Plus for the legendary and summer Micaiahs. All of them also have similar stat spreads of high attack and res, some speed, and very low defense. What makes each of them different though? Base Micaiah is a blue mage with 30% DR into ranged foes plus a free follow-up attack. Dancer Micaiah is self-described and a red mage, but her tome also has Hardy Bearing built in. A dancer with some magical firepower, always nice. Brave Micaiah is a green flying mage, I always forget that part. Her Refine added a free follow-up attack. She gets a bunch of stats and can gain stats based on the debuffs on the enemy stats. Her unique B skill is a sabotage attack and speed effect. Dual Bridal Micaiah and Salt are a flying colorless mage. Unfortunately, no free follow-up attack here, but their dual skill inflicts -7 defense from his debuffs and the dominant status to allies. A lot of potential firepower just from that. For Legendary Micaiah, she is back on the ground, still colorless. She gets that free follow-up and Desperation too. Her B skill then inflicts attack and res debuffs and gives her 30% DR into any enemy type. Last up, Summer Micaiah, who is on a horse. She adds exciting specials and can get brave attacks, but she has to meet a giant 15 res or higher check. She can get a free follow-up if it's less, but brave attack firepower with exciting specials and dual effectiveness, quite scary. Personally, I think Summer Micaiah will be the winner as she has some huge damage potential with 3 movement. Duo might win just to get dominance for a team, but I feel like Legendary Micaiah did get a bit screwed. In terms of skills, attack and res catch 4 and bond 4 are nice. During Distant Guard is good too, but I think most people are picking Micaiah for her performance as a unit. Next up we have Lucina with 5 versions. It's crazy to think that when Engage launches, it's almost going to be exactly 10 years since Awakening released. That was supposed to be the swan song of the franchise, so there were a lot of references to old FE games, and you could even get the DLC versions of characters from the franchise. 10 years later, we're bringing back main pro tags once again, but with a more direct connection to the gameplay. Back to Lucina, her original sword infantry had Falchion, which really just had Manure built in. She can borrow Cavalrycrom's Sealed Falchion for more combat power. Spring Lucina is her only mage ult, very old seasonal, who wants a different tome for sure. For Brave Lucina, she's more of a support unit being able to provide breath type cooldown for physical units. She is getting a Resplendent outfit soon as well. Legendary Lucina is a blue archer and a very fun unit with her Refine and Remix. Future Vision 2 lets Lucina swap then move again. At the same time, it inflicts -7 attack and defense debuffs on the nearest foes. With a Refine, Lucina and her swapped ally are going to get a free follow-up attack status, and Lucina herself gets the Pledging effect, which feeds off the debuffs she just applied with Future Vision. She also gets Swiss Bow 3 as part of her remix. Last up is Valentine's Lucina, a super fast axe armor unit. She also has Future Vision, just the base one, but after swapping, Lucina and her ally gets a low status to neutralize field buffs. She then gets stats and 40% DR for 1 hit. I could definitely see Valentine's Lucina winning just because her skills are crazy. You can either get a near save skill or you can pick up Kesho Stance 3 with Savvy Fighter. Savvy Fighter is still only on this Lucina and gives no follow-up and 30% DR for 1 hit. It is an enemy phase only skill though. To be honest, a free near save skill is probably enough to secure the win. Almost at the end, we have female Corrin. I don't know if there is a choice of male or female for the Avatar emblem characters in the actual game, but it looks like they're sticking to one, and thank God, otherwise this list would be double in length. Female Corrin has 7 versions. Her base form is a blue dragon who inflicts -7 attack and speed debuffs, and she gains in combat stats based on the enemy's debuffs. There's a lot of competition for a dragon Corrin though. Summer Corrin is a blue flying mage. She definitely needs another weapon. Adrift Corrin is a green mage with lots of cooldown, accelerated specials, breath type cooldown, 40% DR, and tons of stats. Fallen Corrin's the super solo type unit. She gets stronger when left all alone. She gains Dragon's Wrath and can neutralize her own debuffs. She also has Sudden Panic, which is seriously way too rare for what it is. Honestly not a terrible support option, but it's just way too hard to get. Next up is Legendary Corrin, who has a unique defensive special called Negating Fang. It has 30% DR against ranged and melee, plus empowers Corrin's next counterattack afterwards. This Corrin has a nice balance of stats with a DC and special cooldown to fight anyone. But we recently got Halloween Corrin, who takes this kit up to 11. She gets Shield Pulse built into her weapon to better run Negating Fang, plus she has Breath type cooldown and Guard. Corrin combines this with Attack and Speed Finish 4 and Dragon's Wrath 4, which now works on either phase. Very annoying unit to take down, and Corrin has 2 new and rare skills. She's the only one with Attack and Speed Finish 4, which works very nicely with Godlike Reflexes or Vital Astral Spam. I fully believe Halloween Corrin's going to be the winner here. Back to Dual Ninja Corrin, she's a great unit, green mage cav with brave attacks, and a whole arsenal of good skill fodder including Far Trace. However, she was the winner of the past year's A Hero Rises event, so everyone at the time got it for free. Dual Corrin won that event for a reason, but Halloween Female Corrin's even more insane. If we can spark this banner, I imagine a lot of people will spend it on her. After 11 batches of characters including 60 units, Male Byleth throws us a nice fastball down the middle. You got 2 choices, the OG or the Legendary Pope version. If you haven't caught on yet, it is very likely the winner of each round is just going to be the most recent alt of the character. That's how power creep works. However, Byleth doesn't make things that simple. First off, the OG is a sword infantry unit and is right on the cusp of a refine. Creator's sword accelerates specials and has the full no follow-up and tempo effects. We didn't get the tempo name until almost 3 years later. This sword can shut down a lot of things, including any follow-up skills, any guard effects, and any bonus cooldown effects for the enemy. I'm very interested in what a refine for this weapon could end up being. As for Legendary Male Byleth, he's one of the few mages who can pierce damage reduction thanks to Sublime Heaven. That title has taken a slight hit thanks to Special Spiral 4, but there's still no mage-specific special that pierces DR. This Byleth also has no follow-up but accelerated specials, plus has a no follow-up aura for nearby allies. Normally, it wouldn't surprise me if Legendary Byleth wins easily. He has nice skill fodder like Times Pulse, low attack and res, and you can get the tier 4 of attack and defense ideal. However, regular Byleth has Ruptured Sky, which is only on the Byleths. It's not on the level of Vital Astral or Godlike Reflexes, but it's still a 500 SP 2 cooldown special, which may be enough for some players. You also get Distant Counter on the side. Bit of an interesting choice for the only group with 2 options. That would be it for this video. I think it's finally hit me that Engage is coming out incredibly soon. Good luck on getting the unit you want and have fun voting the entire banner lineup. Obviously, this could become a very interesting 12-man banner with duos, legendaries, and seasonals, but it's coming right as Engage drops. That's going to be after 3 seasonal banners in a row, plus we got a double special heroes and legendary banner this month. Orb stashes are in dire straits, and if you want Engage characters, then you better start planning. Let me know who you ideally would like to get for free from this event. Even if they don't win, you still get a choice of any of the 12 winners. Thank you for watching, and see you soon to talk about this year's winter banner.